Fierce competition, defeats and victories decided by milliseconds, rivalries stretching back decades. This is Division III Collegiate Rowing.
3, 2, 1. Attention, row.
Hello everyone, and welcome to my most exciting investigation to date. I'm your host, Jack Carr, and today I will be doing a thorough dive into a fascinating area of our sport that is often overlooked, Division III rowing. Since the beginning of intercollegiate rowing all the way back in 1843, there has only been one collective and recognized collegiate rowing league, Intercollegiate Rowing Association. All colleges and universities with a recognized varsity team were allowed to join and race, competing throughout the spring season in hopes of being one of the 24 teams qualifying for the championship race late that May. For teams at Division III schools, qualifying for this race, this regatta, presented a massive challenge. With less funding and fewer allotted practice days, making and experiencing success at the regatta is nearly impossible. However, in 2022, the IRA approved the addition of a new event at the regatta, a Division III category. This would permit all of Division III schools the opportunity to compete for their own national championship against a more level playing field while stretching their racing seasons another month. For the previous 4 years, the top 5 finishing schools have remained the same: Bates, Williams, Wesleyan, Tufts, and Trinity, 5 NESCAC schools. While these teams have competed with one another since as early as 1961, the addition of a national championship significantly raised the stakes, making each of the many regular season races more personal, significant, and emotional. As a result, the already fierce rivalries have been ignited. To investigate these rivalries, I'll be doing a thorough investigation into a digital discourse community, r/rowing. An excellent way for these 5 schools, amongst others, to trade banter and engage in trash talk comes through this anonymous posting forum on Reddit. To help my investigation, I will be interviewing a current Division III rower at Trinity College and active member of this community. Walk me through what first drew you to r/rowing. Why r/rowing, and why do you continue to come back now?
So initially, I decided to join r/rowing because it offered great technical feedback for people who are new to rowing. And what continues to bring me back to r/rowing is the level of competitiveness that is seen in that subreddit, primarily for collegiate athletes, because I think that's a new thing over the past decade that hasn't really been around. And I kind of participate by asking like predictions and different questions about races.
So what about the introduction of a Division III national championship? How have you seen r/rowing evolve in response to that?
So I think r/rowing, before this championship was introduced, I think they kind of didn't think about Division III rowing as like a serious thing. But now with the introduction of this championship, I think there's a bigger level of legitimacy that's added to the Division III rowing world, if you will. And I think people respect it as much as Division I rowing now.
Yeah, and it seems that trash talk has started to become a large part of these discussions. Mm-hmm. Any highlights coming to mind?
Yeah, sure. So big rivalry for us Trinity rowers is Wesleyan. So I'll get in there. I'll get in that subreddit. I'll start talking trash, making stuff up about certain players or certain people on the roster. Just make up horrendous things. Like, really, it's not pretty, right?
Yeah.
And generally, that's not really well accepted within that subreddit, so it'll get taken down.
Yeah.
But if I can just get that 1 second of maybe just someone on the Wesleyan rowing team looking at that comment, that's all I need.
Yeah.
That's all I need to thrive.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. So what makes the difference between like funny and harmless banter versus crossing the line that something would get taken down?
Yeah, so I think harmless banter would kind of fall in the realm of like you're talking primarily about someone's rowing form or like their ability to row. And then I think when you're crossing a line, it kind of, you start talking about families, right? Yeah. Personal things. You start making things up about their hometown. You start, making things up about the relationships they have. Yeah. Right? But we see that in every sport. Yeah. And I think rowing is no different now. I think because of this subreddit, we see a level of trash talk that is very new to this sport and very exciting.
Yeah. So when something is taken down, does the community respond or is it just kind of ignored?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, there's a relatively new instance of this. So there was a post that was taken down recently about the Oxford Brookes program in England, which is a huge program in rowing.
Yeah.
And when that was taken down, you could tell people were upset and they wanted to know why it was taken down, and there were efforts to try to bring it back up, but it was always taken down again. So
yeah,
I don't know, it's difficult.
So coming back to Division III athletics, often they're overshadowed by Division I powerhouses such as those in the Ivy Leagues. Although rowing is a bit unique where Division III teams do get to compete against Division I teams, do you feel that r/rowing provides an opportunity for Division III teams to gain more recognition?
Oh, 100%. I mean, we could see this over the past year. I mean, when we were at the IRA National Championship this summer, there was a lot of discussion about Wesleyan, who won the national championship, maybe beating people in the B final and C final, which I think in years prior that wouldn't have been a conversation that would have been had if not for the platform.
Very neat. So memes and jokes can dominate the trending page of r/rowing. Is there any that are sticking out to you right now?
Yeah, actually, there's a really funny one about this kid from, I won't name the program.
Yeah.
His name's Tommy.
Yeah.
And he has like really massive hips.
Yeah.
And
oh wow.
Yeah, I know see, and this is where it can become harmful. This trash talk. But it seems like there are people from the team who are also taking part in this joke, and it seems like they've actually created the joke themselves.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it's like it would be hard to describe without seeing the picture, but it is about someone's physique and it being maybe a little disadvantageous for them because of that physique. Yeah. Because you need a certain height. This guy's like 5'6".
Shorter guy.
5'6", really wide hips, and he just doesn't really look like a rower. And I think that's the whole meme about it. Because generally, when you think of rowers, you think of taller people and people who look fit, rather than this guy. This guy looks like he just woke up from a nap and is ready to eat another hot dog.
Yeah. Is he a good athlete? Does he?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's also part of the joke. It's like you wouldn't. I think this subreddit understands you wouldn't make fun of someone if it wasn't contradicting what was actually happening in reality. So like obviously people poke fun at him because they know the joke isn't true.
Yeah, he's a talented athlete. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So although the trash talk and memes are always fun to highlight, r/rowing does still seem to act primarily as a feedback and educational subreddit.
Yeah.
What have you learned from being a member in this community? What kind of impact has it had on your rowing career?
It made my rowing career.
Wow.
It made my rowing career. I found out about Trinity from the subreddit. I found out how to row from the subreddit, from the certain videos they posted on the Reddit.
Yeah.
I found out how to train. What 2K is the SAT of the college recruiting world, if you will. Yeah. And I found out the criteria you need to get recruited and like how to get recruited, when to start talking to coaches, what to do, how to do it. I am the athlete I am today because of r/rowing.
Very neat.
Yeah.
So what does the balance or lack thereof of trash talk and serious threads look like in r/rowing? How can you differentiate the two over text?
You can tell whether or not someone's joking pretty quickly. I mean, I like to add, so when I decide to contribute to r/rowing, it's generally banter.
Yeah.
I'm not here to know, like
give feedback,
give serious comments. No, I'm here to have fun.
Yeah.
Right? I'm here to talk about the race predictions.
Yeah.
The Olympics, and just kind of joke around, make ridiculous predictions,
Yeah.
Things that people are maybe not so happy with because my last post, they didn't like it.
Yeah.
But it's okay. But no, I think it's pretty self-evident. It's just like anything else, it's if you've been in the game long enough, you know what is and what isn't joking, and it just kind of takes time to learn.
Yeah. And do you think this kind of banter really makes the races much more exciting, more intense, and like fosters these rivalries, or is it kind of the opposite where it's just kind of more friendly and laid back?
No. Initially, it's friendly and laid back.
Yeah.
But when you get closer to the date of racing someone or, going to a championship with the teams that you've made fun of online, then it becomes serious because you can tell, walking by someone at the Quinsigamond and you see someone that was talked about on the subreddit, It's like, oh, you're that guy.
Yeah.
You're that guy who's been talked about on this subreddit. You're Tommy.
Yeah.
You're that guy.
Interesting.
I'm going to make you a fool today, and I'm going to beat you.
While there are many instances where the jokes can seem very funny to those making them, Ben highlighted the banter the damage does make. While there are many instances where the jokes can seem very funny to those making them, our guest highlighted the damage the banter does make. The outlet that r/rowing provides creates a fascinating opportunity. Rarely do you see competitors able to trade jokes and make fun of one another, dramatically upping the racing stakes, but still remain friends. The rivalries between Bates, Williams, Wesleyan, Trinity, and Tufts have intensified, but they've also brought a new level of excitement and community engagement to all rowers and fans of rowers. To all the rowers out there, regardless of your ability, keep pushing one another. To the r/rowing community, please keep the banter lively and the memes hilarious. Till next time, keep the catches sharp, the banter sharper, and as always, thank you for tuning in.